I know you're looking for the secret to manifestation. You're looking to materialize your dream world and you want to figure out how to make the environment work for you instead of you working for the environment, right? Well, guess what? You're totally in the right place because that is exactly what we are going to talk about right now. Make sure you keep watching, okay? Cool. And if you don't know who I am, this is the first time you've seen me, I would like to introduce myself. I am Jaie, the erotic and tantric alchemist. On this specific channel, we are going to blend sexuality, spirituality, we fuse it with the esoteric and the occult and modern and ancient wisdom because I'm a science nut. We ground it all in 3D reality and we fuse it with just a pinch of inspiration to help you create a life you have always dreamed of. If you didn't already know how important your sexuality is to your path of living an incredible life, my friend, you have a lot to learn. So make sure you hit subscribe. Do yourself a favor, make sure you hit subscribe. I've got so much to show you. Please join me down the rabbit hole. And if you want even more content than what you are finding right here, you can find me also in my Facebook group. It is called The Sex Lab. We do everything there from weekly teachings, we do tarot readings, we do witchy, we do sexuality, we do a little bit of everything in there. There's lots of Tantra. So if that sounds interesting to you or you're loving this content and you want a little bit more of it and you can't wait until next week with the next video, you want to join me in the Sex Lab, link down below. Okay, cool. Enough with the Facebook group. That's not why you're here, right? I mean, maybe it's partially why you're here, maybe, but not only why you're here. So let's get back to you becoming the master of your environment, which will make you a master manifester. Let's get with that. So first things first, let's get a little refresher. In case this is the first video you're seeing of this series, we are in a series right now. So the last episode introduced what I call the self-mastery map and some really important principles. If you have not seen the video, we'll link it down below that I posted yesterday or last week, pardon me. You're going to want to watch that after this one for sure. So link in the description down below. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary on it though, just so that you can still follow with this video. So first of all, what's Tantra? What is actually Tantra? Tantra is the spiritual science of energy. Some people say weaving and all that kind of stuff, and sure, but it's actually the spiritual science of energy. And shocker, it is not all about sex, although it does talk about sexual energy because, newsflash, sexual energy is super fucking powerful. And when we're talking about energy, spiritual science of energy, what does that even mean? Well, if we look at it from a physics perspective, everything in the universe is energy. We can break literally every single cell, including every cell of the human body, down into atoms. And then we can break those atoms down into subatomic particles. When we get to this level, we as humans and everything in our reality are basically just big globs of energy with a fuck ton of space in between. So again, something we can dive deeper into on another topic, but just for you to understand, literally everything is energy. So what does this have to do with manifesting and mastering your environment? Pretty much everything. Pretty much everything, because if everything around us is nothing more than energy and empty space, including ourselves and including this environment, then the things you want and the people and the way they react to you in your space is all based on energy. It literally is everything. And because Tantra is the spiritual science of energy, we can make an extrapolation that by working with tantric principles, we can therefore manipulate and work with our entire environment because it's all energy, right? So Tantra teaches us the fundamental tools of energy management that are absolutely vital to help us navigate and master the physical 3D realm, because again, physical 3D realm is energy. So okay, we're gonna get into the teaching. So at this point in the video, I want you to do me a favor, hit pause, scroll down to the description, and download the link to our self-mastery map, okay? You're going to need this for the next part of the video, otherwise it might not really make a whole lot of sense. So go ahead and do that right now. I will wait. And in the meantime, if anybody knows where I can find a travel-friendly whiteboard so I can draw it for you, that'd be great. Okay, You've got your link. Now, the other amazing thing about Tantra, and I love a lot of things about Tantra, is that all other ancient esoteric practices also relate. We also speak about these same laws that we're going to talk about today, which are the 12 universal laws. Now, technically Hermetics has 8, but again, that's another video. So all ancient esoteric practices have some variation of these laws. For the purposes of this video, we're going to zero in on just one of them, which is the law of polarity or duality, depending on which text you're reading, but the law of polarity, duality, we'll use them interchangeably. So in last week's video, I already explained how that works in detail. So again, feel free, it's down below, watch that one right when you're done this one. But for now, let's just say that two sides of a coin has two faces, right? Heads and tails. They're inextricably tied together. One literally cannot exist without the other, and it is the same way with energy. Now, let's take a look at the map. When you have it in front of you, you're going to see 4 quadrants split by light and dark and yin and yang energies. You're also going to see a ring in the middle that indicates a characteristic being either in or out of balance. Okay, so you'll see some on the outside and some on the inside. In the last video, I explained in depth how to read this map, how to work with it, and how to really dig yourself into it. Today, we're going to focus on how this map and these tantric principles of polarity, duality, and relate directly to manifestation and working with your environment. So how do I actually apply this map? That's what we're doing today. So following the law of polarity, we can see how any relationship, any interaction with literally any human ever is going to create a situation of polarity. Always, invariably, every single time. One person will always be in energy A, and the other person will always be in the responsive energy. Energy A is going to decide what the responsive energy is. And when you see this happening on the map, you're looking at a diagonal cross section. So light yin to dark yang and light yang to dark yin. You're always going to have that opposite style relationship no matter who it is. So let's use this as an example. Let's ground this in reality. If you're in a conversation with your spouse and you are exhibiting traits of open-heartedness, patience, structure, and support, you would be in your light yang energy. By the law of polarity, this means that invariably your spouse will be in the opposite, which is their dark yin energy. Okay, so right across the opposite, you've got light yang, dark yin. Okay, now let's remember, this is a law of polarity. So just like the law of gravity, we can always count on it to work. You can't just drop something and expect it to float. It's the same thing here. So when we really truly open our eyes to this, and it can be hard for some people sometimes, but we can really start to see how these polarities have played out in every single one of our human interactions, sometimes to our benefit and sometimes not. We can see how perhaps in our relationship we are maybe stuck in one specific quadrant, or maybe our whole life we've been stuck there. But then sometimes we go to work and we flip around depending on whether we're talking to our boss or a colleague. Some people spend their entire lives flipping around, and some people are firmly lodged in one quadrant. Neither one is in balance in what we're looking for today. Here's a super, super important thing for you to write down in your notebook. Most important thing. The person with the stronger energy or belief field will set the tone of the polarity. So simply put, whoever is more stubbornly in their energy profile is going to stay in it. Okay? The other person will bend to match. So if you are more stubbornly in your light yang when you are at home, you will then set that energy with your spouse. When you get to work, maybe your boss is stubbornly in their dark yang energy, which will polarize you into your light yin. Let me just clear this. And then you go and talk to your assistant, and you step into your dark yang energy, and then your assistant becomes light yin. So you can see how all of this shifts. I should have put do not disturb on you guys. I didn't, I'm sorry. This is how the vast majority of people are spending their lives, kind of flitting around, letting their energy and their environment determine the energy of their body. So the environment is controlling them. They are not consciously choosing and grounding in their energy. And because of that, they have become a victim to their environment. And that's going to stop today with this video. Got it? Good. The key, the absolute key to becoming a master of your environment is to become a master of your own energy. That's notebook line number 2. Okay? Pause it, rewind it, write it down. When you learn, you guys, when you learn to master your energy and you are consciously choosing which quadrant to be in at any given time, then you become the master of your environment, and this is where manifestation becomes possible for you. You need to create a space where you get to choose with intention exactly how you'll show up. So you're not stuck in one place or the other. You get to be in multiple places. You get to experience the range of all of these personas on the map and utilize each one as is needed. So you're never getting trapped in one. One is not your identity. You are all of them. You're multidimensional. And we never want to get pushed into one of these areas by someone or something that's in your environment. We want to consciously choose. This is the beginning, you guys, of true sovereign power, where we become the masters of our environment. How fucking magical is that? So good. So, because with the law of polarity, when you choose which energy you want to be in, you are now consciously maximizing your potential in this world because you're choosing the energy you want to exhibit, that you're choosing the energy with which you want to meet the environment. And because of the law of polarity, you're also commanding everybody else to meet you in the opposite spot. So if you're stepping into your dark yin energy on the bottom left quadrant, you are commanding the environment and the people around you to meet you in the light yang energy. They must oppose you, right? Whoever stronger sets the pace. When you step into, let's say, your light yin energy, you are now commanding the environment and the universe and all things that are manifest to meet you in your dark yang energy. So, this methodology can be used to help balance and heal every single relationship around you, simply by choosing to take ownership of your own energy and then step into the energy you choose in any given moment, not allowing them to push you around and taking radical responsibility for what energy you exude in your relationships. This level of range and this level of true energy management and control is vital, absolutely vital, you guys, for tantric manifestation. We must be capable of managing our own energy. And this takes, guys, it's not easy. Like, I get that. It takes an incredible amount of emotional awareness. So you're going to want to practice because we want to be able to shift our present reality. We have to learn to shift our present reality through our emotional awareness and our energy before we can start shifting our future reality in the quantum field. So this is step 1. Therefore, learning and embodying each quadrant of this map is vital. It's a vital component of creating your dream life, including healing all those relationships with your loved ones, colleagues, coworkers, friends, enemies, as well as calling in the material realm desires that your heart holds dear. It all starts with this level of focused energy management. You can do all the affirmations you want. If this isn't focused, it's not going to work. So today, we dove really deep into the self-mastery map, the Tantric law of polarity, and what they have to do, how they relate together with you becoming the master of your environment. Last week, we introduced the map. So again, if you haven't seen that, make sure you check the link below. And now over the next 4 weeks, we're going to look into each of those individual quadrants. So video 1 was, what is the map? Video 2 is, okay, now that I understand the map, how do I actually apply this to my life and what does it do and how can it work? And then videos 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be a zoom in focus on each of those quadrants. So we're going to talk about the benefits, the pitfalls, the astrological impacts, the esoteric impacts, all of the additional associations through Buddhism and Tantra. And we're going to do all of that for each individual quadrant, including how do you step into and out of that quadrant specifically, and how do you embody that quadrant specifically. So if I haven't already said it, if it doesn't already go without saying, if this is something you're interested in, you definitely want to catch all of this series. So the next video is going to be out at 10 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern every single Sunday. You're going to want to hit the subscribe button, and you might even just want to put it in your calendar so that you know you don't forget, because this stuff is vital, and I am always online and answering comments for at least half an hour after every single video drops, okay? Now, I know that there's a lot going on. This map has a lot going on. This is a really deep topic, so I'm certain that you have questions. If that is the case, again, please put them in the comments below, you guys. I want to make sure that you get this because it is going to change your life. So please, please, please do not be shy. No such thing as a bad question. Drop them in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you and answer them, okay? And while we're talking about comments, just a quick reminder that every like, comment, and share that this video receives makes it easier for other amazing humans to find us. So please do all of them and yourself and all of your friends a huge favor by liking, subscribing, commenting, and maybe even sending this video to a friend or your community. This tribe that we are building here will thank you for it, and we'll all be stronger because of it. Thank you so very much, my doves, for watching. I will see you again next week at, again, 10 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, where we'll next week be diving into the light yin aspect of the map and all of the principles that are there. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful to have you here. As always, I will see you next week.